amidst the grumbling, the against one another, that we just tend to leak out that bitterness amidst those relationships. And James says, the judge is standing at the door. The same coming Lord who gives hope, he also sees how we speak amidst the everyday circumstances of life. Again, a display of the condition of our heart. He gave us two examples. It's the prophets. You can read and see the stories of the prophets throughout the Old Testament, and they would give a message that the Lord gave them, and then the way that their lives were lived, they had to endure all of this difficulty, and for them to remain steadfast. And then Job, the other example, he says, you've heard of the steadfastness of Job. Most of you probably know the story. Job loses his property, loses his workers, loses his children, his health. And his own wife tells him to curse God and die. And Job remains steadfast. Again, it's not a denial of suffering. It's not an act like it's not real. That's really the opposite. The call here and the instruction here is to acknowledge how real it is. But James he's describing a picture where we refuse. Yes, there's suffering. Yes, there's difficulty. Yes, there's pressure. But God is in the middle of it. The same God who made every promise, I also know he's working with purpose amidst this season of pressure, difficulty, and suffering. In verse 12, those closing words, let your yes be yes and your no be no. It's this warning to us, I think, this warning where we all tend to, amidst those seasons, if we do act like it exists, we have a tendency to inflate our speech. Again, it's the facade, right? If we are going to actually admit to somebody around us that things are difficult, then the temptation is, I'm going to act like that they're so much more difficult than they are, or I'm going to totally characterize this situation in a hugely dramatic way so that then I can capitalize on the new attention that I get. It's all about the condition of the heart. Where's the trust? Where's the security? Is it in everything around us, or is it grounded and centered on our sovereign God? Hardened treasure rusts, abused, these defrauded workers, they cry out. The Lord who hears is the Lord who's returning. I hope you begin to see, again, 8 weeks into this journey of James and the pattern holds. We began. Real faith stands under pressure. Real faith looks honestly in the mirror of his word. Real faith displays mercy. Real faith moves with action. Real faith shows up in the fire of our words. Real faith receives wisdom from above. Real faith humbles itself before the mist of our borrowed lives. And today, real faith displays itself in how we steward our resources and endure the pressure and the difficulty of life. And so the question this morning, as we bring all of this together, is what do our resources, what do our waiting say about the condition of our heart? If somebody had a picture and they were able to see not what the person next to you can see, not what your friends on Facebook or the people that follow you on any social media see, but if they had a real lens that looked into the reality of your life and they saw our resources, what would that say about the condition of our heart? What if they also had a lens that looked into the way that we were navigating a season of difficulty, of suffering, of feeling the pressure of life? even a season of waiting. Maybe we wouldn't put it in the suffering category, but it's obviously a season of waiting where we don't have some answers that we would really long to have. If they could see the condition of our hearts, what would it look like that we truly trust? Are we trusting in our own ability, our own power, our own bank account, our own ability to find the right answers, our own ability to solve the problems of our suffering? Or would they see a trust in our sovereign God, who not only loves us so much that he pursued us since before the foundation of the world, that he sent his son to die for us, but he loves us so much that he is going to get in the middle of whatever that season looks like with us. And he's going to do that because he's actively at work in our hearts by his grace amidst whatever it is that we're going through. What are we hoarding that God's meant for generosity? Who in our lives has less power than we do? What do our actions toward them look like? What do we need to change about the way that we interact with those around us amidst our season of pressure and suffering? See, my prayer for us as a church, as the people of Crossings, is that we would stop trusting and we would stop manicuring the facade. That if we're going through a season of suffering or difficulty, that we would be able to say it. We don't have to put it on a billboard, but we need to be able to be honest about who we are and what's going on to those around us. And that amidst that season, because of the gifts in the church, the other people, that we're able to just bring the facade down and then begin trusting the Lord, the one who we already knows sees everything that we try to hide. And as well, the one who meets us with compassion and mercy and grace right in the middle of the messiest messes of our lives. I want to invite you to bow your head and close your eyes with me. I want to just acknowledge the fact that we have a book in the Bible written, protected, delivered to us. It's without error. It started out written by James's hand. But we have it exactly how the Lord would want us to have it. The weight of it, the forcefulness of the way it's written. And so I think it's perfectly okay for us to sit this morning and feel the weight of it. Father, I ask that we wouldn't shy away from Father, the things that you want to do in us